let's talk about the future outlook for this, because if you think 45 billion is a lot, then let's look at the future. Their total addressable market value is $120 billion. Hello, good morning. And welcome everybody to the Morning Business Brew, where we talk a lot of things about business, about stocks, about startups, and anything that make us money. So, just made myself a coffee. Today I'm drinking Sumatra Gayo from Indonesia. Beautiful weather today, by the way. I hope yours is beautiful as well. All right. So I hope you watched the previous two episodes. Which one of them was talking about Apple, and the other one was talking about the airplanes. If you didn't watch it, maybe you can do it there. Yeah, click here or there and stuff like that. I don't know. You can find it somewhere. Thank you very much for watching me. Today I want to talk about Palantir. Stock everybody talking about. But should we talk about it or no? Should we think even about it or no? Let's get to know what this company does, and if you should pile your money on it, because it is still got potential or no, we're gonna see. And let's start, everyone. All right, so let's see what is Palantir. Now, Palantir is, or what does the Palantir word means, right? It does mean that a crystal ball that sees the future or sees different places. Interesting. So it's like a surveillance kind of camera, right? But it has kind of a complicated things. It comes from Lord of the Rings. For you geeks, must know that. What do they do? So basically, they have two main products that they list on the website, but they basically do have a lot more products. But they have the Foundry, which is for commercial use. So they use it with PP, they use it with IPM, and they use it with a lot more companies. And they have the first product that they launched or developed was called Gotham, which had previously different name. I forgot about it. But anyway, that's what they have now. And they have other many products as well. But they don't have it called, like, they don't highlight that in their website. So for example, when they worked with ICE organization in US, they had created a program that's called Falcon, where they watch the migrants and stuff like that. I don't know what much details about it, but you can read all about it in their website or any research. All right. So what they do? What does Foundry? What does Gotham do? They offer visualization, deep analytics, machine learning, and increasingly powerful artificial intelligence capabilities. AI, machine learning. Two beautiful words. Cathie Wood would like it. They call themselves, as mentioned in their website, digital infrastructure for data-driven operation and decision making. So what they do, basically, they take the real life model, for example, of a chain supply for factories, and they build it on digital, and they collect all the data points that they actually receive this company. So for example, we have a factory, all right? And this factory has multiple touch points, multiple operations on ground. What they do is they replicate all this factory's job on visualization, and they try to simulate how it's going to look like and how it's going to perform, and they edit, and then they apply it on the real world, and the companies can save a lot of money, and also can be done on many aspects. This is something I like about Palantri, that they can do it in many aspects of industry. We will see later, right? Palantir in UK, for example, they came to the scene when the NHS in UK hired them for fighting COVID. All right, to play with the data generated from COVID. All right, that's nice. The thing about Palantir, they have very nice way of doing business. Their first contract with the NHS was from March 2020 until June 2020. So it was 3-month contract, and the cost for that contract was £1. Yeah, £1. Yeah. Then NHS came to renew, and the renewal was for £1 million. And they renewed another 6 months from June until October for a value of 1 million a month. So basically, they do what drug dealers do, right? They give you a little bit, and then they come when you go ask for more, they start charging you more. Beautiful. So they know their product, they trust their product, and they know that people will come back for more. So basically, when I looked to see competition, I failed to see a company that can compete with Palantir. Because Palantir have an overall visualization and a custom-made solution. Other companies are more of a data analytics, research, and stuff like that, which they're not covering the same. So for example, parts of what Palantir does, they have competition in that field. So for example, for their predictive policing, for example, they can compete with fifth dimension, for example. So like each part, however, Palantir has the A to Z suit that anybody can wear, right? The beautiful thing that one of Palantir's executives said that basically Palantir, they compete with their own customers, because basically the customers would like to do what Palantir does and they want to go ahead and do it themselves, which they eventually gonna fail and then come back to Palantir, but they know that there are no other solution that can go except Palantir themselves. Palantir is now Palantir valuation now is around $45 billion, right? Everybody's saying this is overvalued. This is overvalued, man. This is way overvalued. I mean, the company just, after working from 2002, I think they launched in 2002 until now, they profited only last year. Well, some say yes, but they have been reinvesting a lot in research and development every year. And they invested a lot in their talents. And the beautiful thing, when you go and see the talents, they have been with the company for a long time. This means that the company is treating them very good. And it has prospects, and they trust the product, which is really good sign. So, is 45 million cap looks high? Well, if you are an institutional investor, yeah, you're going to stay away from that and you're going to sell it, right? But if you are a retail investor who thinks about the future, who thinks about the value that this company is going to create, you will definitely be bullish on this one. I think so, because you think 45 billion, yeah, okay, huge for this company, but bro, still growing. The company just opened commercial use now. They just signed deals now. I'm expecting to see mammoth growth for this company. And I'll tell you why. Because when we ask them about the future outlook for the company and the total addressable market for them, their total addressable market value is $120 billion. $120 billion. And they have no competition yet. It's spread equally through business, commercial, and government, right? This 120 billion is based on 6,000 of the target largest companies in the world, right? And they are excluding China and Russia. Well, you know, data, security stuff. They're not going to work with these two countries, right? Maybe they're going to do it later. I'm not sure. So there's a huge, significant growth for them. They're only utilizing like than 3% of the whole thing, right? This is something that I like about this company. It reminds me of Tesla back then when they IPO'd, right? When Tesla IPO'd and they were making like revenue around $100 million, like nothing. Honestly, nothing. It was around $4 and stuff like that. And since then, Tesla has grown to 4,000%. 4,000% growth. And that's what I expect from Palantir. If the Palantir people or the Palantir executive played it right and they developed a product to commercial use, like what Tesla is doing now, where the Tesla, they excelled in their party, they excelled in this segment, and they are ahead of anybody else. So Palantir are ahead of anybody else. They started since 2002, and it's crazy. So it reminds me a little bit of Tesla. It might be Tesla. It might be a flop. You never know. It depends on how the management drives this company. So you're going to ask me what worries you about this company? Two things. Two things that keeps me worried about investing in Palantir. First, major selling off from inside. There was been reported 38% of shares selling off from the inside. The executive team of Palantir have been selling shares like crazy, starting with Peter Thiel himself. Peter has been selling and making a lot of bucks out of that. He's selling his shares. Alright, but he's the largest shareholder. He still has a lot, so don't worry. And all other employees. So when I look deep on that, I noticed that most of these employees or these executives that selling, they have been with the company for, let's say, 10 years or plus. Alright, and we know that this company was not profitable at all. Alright. So maybe they are now trying to take a breather, right? Like they've been working their ass hard for 10, 15 years and they wanted some returns now. Now it might be the reason, right? It might be the reason. Or might be that they know something that we don't know. That the company flops, there's no future and they're dead. Hopefully not. The second thing that's worrying me in this whole thing is ethical. Now, this company, we know what they work, right? The biggest clients is the army, the government, the police, migration officers, stuff like that. So, it may sound a little bit like a black box kind of company that you don't know actually what they do. And of course, it's mostly top secret things. And it's fine. But for some investors, they don't go into that. And for example, there was the Maven project that was led by the army to Google, where Google employees had signed a petition to drop this project, where they did drop. So who picked that project? Palantir. Yes. They don't care and they take any project. All right. So thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're gonna buy or no about Palantir, and we'll see you later soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye.